Missed out on breakfast? Fret not. It's never too late to grab a bite.
All right, so here's a tough one today. Of course, in an interconnected world, we know all about what's going on around the world. Even though we focus on the economy here on Money FM, we are surrounded by the news, right, Ryan? So a lot of it is just not pleasant. Multiple wars, violent protests, shootings, disasters, and that's all just this month. Even as adults, we struggle to process all of this ourselves. So what do you say when your child looks up at you and asks about some scary news they've just heard, maybe in school or something? Have you experienced this?
Not yet, but I imagine one of the responses would be go ask your teacher or my
you just punch it off to the
class mom. But yeah, not easy when you think about how you have to unpack it a way that they can understand, like bring it down to the level where it's easier for them to process it. So also not scare them too much.
Yeah, honestly, I did not know how to even begin to explain this to the kids. The instinct might be to protect them by pretending nothing's happening, but kids are smart and they pick up on way more than we realize. And nowadays in school, they talk about everything amongst themselves. So experts say it's less about hiding the news and more about how we guide them through it. So here are some tips some experts have put together to help us out. All right. First up is to actually limit exposure. Don't pretend that it's not happening, but don't expose them to everything all at once. So try not to let the news run in the background all day. There are buildings when you walk into, it's just CNA like running or like CNN.
Or if I'm watching TV while eating dinner.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if that's part of the exposure.
Yeah. It can be overwhelming for us, and it's definitely too much for children. So when big stories do break, and they may have talked about it in school, you should pick a calm moment to check in if it was a really big story and you knew that they already heard about it. So maybe at dinner or bedtime, you can ask, what have you heard? How are you feeling? Kids need that safe space to share what's on their mind.
Okay, fair enough.
And when it comes to answering questions, you should keep it simple with facts and context. Correct any wild rumors they might hear from friends or see online. And there's a really important one as well. Avoid saying the words bad guys versus good guys.
Right.
I thought this was really interesting when I read it. It's tempting, but it can make fears worse. Instead, explain that sometimes people are angry or hurting or they make bad choices, or there are just two sides to every story. And it's perfectly okay to say that you don't know something. We don't always have the answers.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point in the good guys versus bad guys argument, because when they process or digest a lot of the content out there, like cartoons or whatnot, there's always the bad versus good narrative.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the reality, it's not that simple. So I think somewhere along the lines, they need to realize that. So I'm not sure if it's going to be coming from you or the teachers, but it's a good point to bring up that it's not always that straightforward.
I agree, because now I think, especially my kid, he has this idea that, look at this thief is bad, and the good guy, the cops are going to go catch the thief. And it's very cookie cutter and it's very straightforward in his mind. And it's going to be interesting to see how I have to explain these real life events as he grows up. Another tip is to let kids process through play or art. They might draw something scary or even act it out, but that's their way of making sense of the world. It may look unsettling to adults, but it's supposedly healthy. Have you been exposed to this before? I've seen kids like run around like pretending that they're the cops and then they're shooting people. And I'm just like, let's stop doing this. I don't like this.
Yeah. It's starting to ring a bell, or at least bring back some memories of yesteryears of sorts, when folks would imagine themselves to be a certain race or certain minority group, and they would be the bad guys. So that was, I think, a bit more common back in the day, but not as much now.
Yeah, that's something that we need to address as well. But I think that letting kids process through play or art is a great way of helping them process these things. And one of the best tools is to look for the helpers. So in any tragedy, you will always find people who are helping. Show your child those stories, the doctors, the volunteers, the neighbors who step up. It shifts the focus from fear to hope. So as an example, the story about the sinkhole, which was really scary. You can hone in on the people who helped the lady get out safely.
The first responders.
Yep. What do you think of that?
Yeah. I think it's a good way to highlight the positives of any situation, right? Like, how do you react if something like this would happen in future, and what would be the right thing to do? I think there are a lot of things to take away from such situations.
Yes. And you can also go one step further, which is to be the helpers. You can volunteer, donate, write a letter to support a cause, or simply check in on others together. When kids feel like they can take positive action, their anxiety drops because they don't feel as powerless. So here's the bottom line. You don't need to shield kids completely from a scary world. What they need is your presence and your honesty and your reassurance that everything is going to be okay. So if you have any more tips, write into us, 88550893. How do you talk to your kids about the scary stuff going on around the world?